Okay, so I'm here with Sheldon Rostron, who is the South African women's head coach. Welcome, thanks for taking the time to speak to us today, Sheldon.
Yeah, not a problem at all.
So you've got a really talented bunch of players out there. We've been there watching the games. What are you going to do to bring them up to the next level?
Yeah, I think we've been busy with quite a few different things now since I took over. There's a lot of lessons from the coach previously, working with him quite closely, and obviously trying to keep a lot of the same goals, but obviously changing some of the processes and making new learnings and obviously grow the team. A lot of the stuff is really focused on the individual, so trying to really make sure that they're growing from both the mental side of view side, as well as obviously from a physical and tactical point of view. So we've been working quite a lot with sports psychologists, which is new. A lot of GPS data and stuff that we're doing now to make sure that the efficiency is very good, and obviously making sure that we're managing the players well in general to give them the best opportunity to perform well.
And I suppose it must be really important to have players like Nicoline, Soler and Shelley on the squad for the younger players coming in.
Yeah, I think those are and have been iconic players in our team, and phenomenal role models in terms of the disciplines that they have as athletes, as individuals, on the field, off the field. So a lot of the youngsters coming in obviously can learn a lot from them, and again the idea is for them to mentor and make sure that they grow in the same way that we want each athlete to grow, and make sure that the qualities, attributes and values that we have within the team that gets stamped from an early age. So we're doing a lot of effort now, also making sure that it's going back into some of our younger teams, bringing in the same types of values, the same types of qualities and attributes in those players, so that it becomes easier in the transition when they make it into the national team.
Yeah, they do seem like great role models, they really do.
Yeah.
So how did you prepare the squad for this tournament, considering they're playing the likes of USA and Argentina?
Yeah, I think we've gone out and prepared against men's sides. The reason why we've done that is to make sure that the speed and decision-making processes get sharper and faster. Also trying to make sure that the psychological factors that we deal with when playing strong teams, that we can learn to overcome those easier, quicker, etc. So we've been really trying to push the boundaries of each individual, whether it be from a physical point of view or mental point of view, as I said previously, is making sure that they can overcome the difficulties that there will be on the field. I think in last night's game against Argentina, it was quite evident that we've made some huge growth and strides. Even against India, the only things that we've let ourselves down a little bit now is just some goal scoring and some of our build-up, which is actually an attribute of the team. But we're going through a bit of a phase at the moment that we're trying to understand ourselves a bit better, and I think it's pretty normal that you have your ups and downs.
Yeah, I mean, I know you must be disappointed yesterday, but you must also be really proud of them.
Yeah, no, definitely very proud. I mean, the amount of defense that went into that game is not something that has normally been part of our game, and that's an area that we've been really working hard on. And I mean, just having a look at the stats this morning was something that we realize and walk away and say, okay, we've made a huge stride in that area, and can be proud of what we've done. And I think the team is very positive about the outcome. We know where we made our mistakes, and we accept that we made those mistakes, and we accept the result that we got. So from that point of view, again, also there's a maturity in the mentality and the approach of those things. So quite happy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was there yesterday, and I'm supposed to be impartial, but I couldn't, help but admire the resilience the girls had. So, how are the girls coping with the expectation of being in front of the home crowd, and obviously the home crowd want them to win every game, every ball? How are they coping with that?
Yeah, I think from the start we've had the discussion of what role they play in the team, what role does the crowd have in the team, and the expectations. We've gone out and made some bold statements about where and what we want to achieve, and again that's just making sure that we put ourselves under pressure in the right way to try and achieve what we want to achieve, but also to try and get the crowd as well as the fans to share with us our belief, to share with us our objectives and goals that we want to reach, and also let people understand where we are. I think, not many of the fans know what we're busy with, what we're doing, etc. And I think by sharing that with them, they get the understanding, and then can also help our team to achieve that. We see it as a team effort, not only our country and the coaching staff and the players, but everybody united, making sure that we achieve this. So one of our main objectives is to inspire the nation again, and have them understand we're working very hard to make them proud, to change, to become better. Considering some of the obstacles that we have as a team, and being able to have resources and things and compete with teams that might be better in that area with regards to resources. But we have our unique way of dealing with it and being able to achieve, and we're quite happy, I think, with how we've dealt with it. But we also like the energy and try to use that energy from the crowd, and I think being at home at a tournament is not something that often happens for us. So yeah, it's been a learning curve, but also has been very exciting for us.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. So what's the program like for the girls after the tournament is over? What have you got planned?
Yeah, so we have obviously a big focus on trying to qualify here for the World Cup. We've already qualified for the Commonwealth Games, so that's obviously one of the next big targets that we set in place. We have to obviously look at what happens at this event if we qualify. We still go to the African qualifier, but the African qualifier we'll use then as a stepping stone maybe for some of our younger players to give them the opportunity to grow. If not, well then we obviously send our full squad out there to make sure that we qualify for the World Cup. Post that, then we have quite a few interventions again where we have some camps and training opportunities. December, January, February we load again with quite a lot of training camps, but also competition against different teams again around the world. And then obviously we start departing for Commonwealth Games, which then sets us again in good stead for the World Cup. So quite a heavy program next year. For the first 6 months we're probably going to be running at full tilt and being very busy for those first 6 months, but yeah, quite excited.
Yeah, it's a long way down to the Commonwealth Games this time, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So you've got a couple of games left in the pool matches. Where do you think you're going to get to in this tournament?
Yeah, I think at this stage at the moment things are quite open. Looking also at the other pool, it's quite difficult to calculate who you're going to be going up against at the moment. But we set an objective for ourselves to end as high as we can in the pool process. I think one is not only just for the outcomes of that, but it's just about teaching ourselves that we can end high, compete against top teams, and make sure that we achieve the objective. Again, making sure that we obviously get into a quarter-final is the most important thing. That obviously then can set us in good stead for a semi if we get and do all our things right. And I think the growth that we've shown here game by game, I think will allow us to be able to achieve that. And I think our goal is still very achievable at the moment.
Fantastic, I believe that too. So you've got a big game coming up tomorrow afternoon as well. I'm sure there'll be another big home crowd to support you there.
Yeah, I think it's always an interesting one to see now. I mean, the stadiums have been full for us. We've absolutely loved it. We love the support, and I think the girls are very appreciative of everybody that's come out to support, whether it be family, friends. I mean, I've seen some schools that have come out to support us, so it's been really something that has inspired us as a team as well.
Do you ever get nervous?
I think I don't have a nervous bone. Unfortunately, I think the team does have, but I think I'm normally quite composed and quite relaxed when it comes to things. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Well, brilliant. So we wish you all the best of luck for the rest of the tournament. Really do hope to see you in the quarterfinals.
No, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for your time, Sheldon.
Yeah, no, thank you for your support. Appreciate it.
Welcome. Bye-bye.
Thanks.